What will you do to make roads safer? We're hoping that candidates look at the idea of using pilot projects to win community buy-in and then adopt a better standard for our road design that takes into account the safety of all road users, rebuilding our roads to a better standard of care over time. With growing demand for transit, how do you propose we meet that demand? We're hoping that candidates will say that they're willing to put adequate municipal taxes behind transit to meet demand, not relying on federal grants or provincial money to close that gap. What should the city do to manage on-street parking and potentially generate revenue? We're hoping that councillors are willing to consider solutions like parking benefit districts, charging for parking in more places so that when people need parking, they can pay for it. What should the city do to spur redevelopment of vacant or underutilized land? We're hoping that City Council, rather than using tax abatements, when it is city-owned land, makes that land available cheaply for redevelopment so that it can create taxable improvements on that land. For new suburban development, how can we ensure that it financially contributes to the city? Here, we're hoping that councillors are willing to do the math. Will the tax per acre of a new area pay to service that infrastructure when it comes time to rebuild, to provide the services that that neighborhood needs? If it doesn't, the plan should be changed. What improvements to the zoning code can still be made? Here we're hoping that councillors are willing to make improvements to the zoning code still. We want to make it so that the next increment of housing can be built city-wide. That involves changing our zoning code to remove sidewall rules, reduce setback rules, and increase site coverage citywide. The city is planning several $1 billion of capital improvements over the next 10 years. How should we pay for it? Here, Strongtown's YXE is hoping that councillors are willing to put municipal dollars behind projects and to think carefully about which of these projects will pay off and which are good investments. Are the city's financial statements legible to the average citizen? We don't think they are. We might win awards from accountants about how great our financial statements look, but for the average citizen, we believe these documents could be much more clear, including common or plain language summaries for citizens.